Hey everyone, so the past week I have had 88 new subscribers, so hi to everyone. Firstly, I want to ask, are you liking the new shorts? I know that in this day and age, like AI isn't necessarily great, it depends, but in terms of the shorts, I do think it's a really good idea just to put little snippets of like information that I think is useful. But without further ado, if that's the phrase, I wanted to speak about the concept of yin-yang thinking. Now, I'm a person that in the past has really struggled with the patterns of negative thinking. Now, when I say just negative thinking, is basically seeing like the worst side of everything. But if you understand the Buddhist symbol of yin yang, is like everything can be put down into two sides. You've got the side of light and the side of darkness, and there's darkness in all light, and there's light in all darkness. Now, the power of being more positive is being able to see that in every scenario and every circumstance, there is an ability to see things from a space of light. Whether it's you're seeing it from the darker side, which is, and when I say negative, I don't mean bad, so please let's just clear that up. But there is light in there, yeah? And when you can see like things from a very, very light perspective, there's also a smidgen of darkness in there. But you ultimately have the free will to choose how you want to feel about something. And being able, because most of the time that we get consumed with trying to control the uncontrollable, it's not necessarily about controlling the outside circumstance, it's about controlling how you react to it. So if you can see things from a more positive standpoint, then it ultimately is a hack way to be able to change the way you react to scenarios. So we cannot control all negative things happening, and I think it's especially important, and this goes into like the concept of the masculine. If the masculine is based in thought, if the masculine is based in logic, if the masculine is based in problem solving, then your strength of mind and strength of being able to not necessarily control the mind, but to witness the mind and go, no, let me take this under free will, look at it from a different perspective. And that gives me an ability to alleviate how I'm going to react to certain scenarios. Because as a woman, that is essentially what we want. We want a man to be strong, but this concept of strength isn't like brute force. Brute force isn't necessarily, but it is strength, it's physical. But I mean the strength of clarity, the strength of going, don't worry about it, because we get so wrapped up in our emotional essence and we can't kind of find our way. And that's the whole concept of like, you give us an ability through your strength of mind and strength of clarity to bring us and wake us up from ourselves, wake us up from within, to be able to be like, oh, okay, so I don't need to have my nervous system all out of whack. I can actually calm down because look at how calm he's being. And it's not about being able to control your emotions. We all have worries. We all have things that we go through. But when you realize most of our problems are created through our reaction to things, not necessarily the circumstances that make us react, we kind of cut the drama from our lives, the internal and the external. We cut drama from our lives like 80 to 90%. When I realized most of my drama was created from my reaction to stuff, I no longer hand my power away through unconscious reaction, or at least try to. Listen, I had a moment last week where I lost it and I was just like, nah. But it was based on a scenario that I really, really care about, and it was bringing up some stuff for me. But when you start to practice it and like practice your essence of free will, instead of unconscious reaction, you garner the kind of solar strength that you need for men and women, but mostly men. You gain as essence of solar strength because you're actually connecting to who you are and not actually your habitual reactions to your, like, if that makes sense. You're connecting to who you are and not your habitual actions, which are created from the past. You're actually recreating yourself in that moment through a new reaction, which is thus going to create a more peaceful life internally and externally. This is a teaching like the Yinyang Teaching. So it's like, for example, yeah, we're stuck in traffic. We'll use the stuck in traffic aspect. It's something really simple. I could sit here and see it from a place of darkness of, oh my God, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late. Or, you know. Or I can see it from a space of, I may be late. There may be something divine that's trying to protect me. Let's say there might have been an accident, 10 meters down the road or a mile down the road. I am ultimately understanding that, a smart human what do they say? The most intelligent being understands that they know nothing at all. Because divine consciousness is the all-knowing. We are not all-knowing. Traffic may be protecting you from something. Traffic may be delaying something because it's wanting to put you in the right place at the right time. Then you ultimately become magnetic to opportunities. The more positive and open you are in your mind and your thinking, the more open you are to opportunities. The more open you are to not necessarily ruin your own day. When most of the time, when we get stuck and triggered into that pathway of negative thinking, we can get stuck there, and we can remain stuck there if we create this habit out of ourselves. And ultimately, this is where I think I am not a doctor. Please bear that in mind. But from personal experience, let me bring it back to me. From personal experience, I, in the past, have got locked in so many patterns and cycles of negative thinking that I've spent months there and then sat there and gone, I've got depression. I may be actually just depressed of how I'm thinking, and it can instantaneously be changed in that moment. And men, the masculine, your strength is through the practice of being able to not necessarily control the mind, but not continuously react to the mind and bring it under your own will. Yeah, create new pathways through new reactions, through different aspects of seeing things and circumstances from a place of light, not necessarily the place of darkness. We live in a society where it's so easy to choose the path of darkness, where we end up spiraling out of control because we no longer are able to see the light in all circumstances. This is being my practice. And if you're finding that difficult, then you probably need to start the 10 minutes of silence every day to start witnessing the things that your mind thinks of. Are they more negative pathways or are they more positive? Do you wake up with this aspect of I'm excited for the day? Or do you wake up with this, oh, I really can't be bothered, I'm tired, I'm this, and you start running down all these things that you don't want to do? Or are you sitting in an opportunity of oh my God, these are all the things I can do? That is strength and clarity of mind. So I'm going to leave it there. Hope you all enjoyed. One thing I will say is to all my new subscribers, I am absolutely so grateful for you just hitting that subscribe button, genuinely. For little old me. And I know I don't have many subscribers at all, but there are people out there who go, hey, this looks interesting, or this girl seems interesting, let me just hit the subscribe button. That in itself, just thanks, universe, thank you all. But yeah, have a lovely day. I'm gonna go out and enjoy the sunshine, and yeah,